Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and let's get ready for EJ Boxing Live.
EJ Boxing Live here. EJ Boxing Live here.
EJ Boxing Live here. Right, so we're going to get into it. Listen, your guy put on a great performance. Obviously, you fought previously, obviously, after the Sergey Kovalev win, right? But I didn't see it. But the televised performance, obviously, against a guy that most people thought was a dangerous guy. And he
I'm glad you got that part in there. I'm glad you got that part.
Of course, I'm doing my research, innit? Yeah, you're going to catch it. Oh, you're not going to give me that one. I've got you in that one. So, Andy Yard went in there against a guy that most people thought was fairly dangerous and went the distance and stuff like that. And he just took the kid apart and stopped the kid. And he also predicted that he was going to stop it quicker than the guy that everyone's thinking he's going to fight. So, I mean, obviously the names of the...
He never even stopped it.
He never. Oh, you're right. He went the distance. You're absolutely right.
No, and he was on his back foot for the whole fight. Yeah. And he got rocked in round 5 and round 6. And Shaq and Peters, my brethren from Birmingham, who's an excellent fighter, end up going in it was like a toe-to-toe. There was a point of that fight where it was a toe. Remember, he got one of the fights of the year.
Yeah.
Against Dex Spelman.
Yes.
So there you have the British champion points with Dex Spelman. On a good fight. It wasn't. Some people, it's subjective in it. Boxing is subjective, but it was a good fight. That's
Shut out. It was a shut out.
Shakan against Deck was a good fight.
Yeah.
And then you had Lyndon against Deck again. It weren't know how they tried to play it. Oh, it was a boxing lesson. But he was running like a thief for the whole 12 rounds. And that's just a fact. Yeah, that is a fact.
Listen, I wasn't expecting that because he used to, on the fight before, win the distance, he was coming forward, but wherever...
No, we weren't coming forward. Brother, this is what I'm trying to say. If you're watching highlights, you're going to make that, you're going to make that conclusion. But if you watch the whole fight, he was running.
Hold on, what fight we're talking about the guy. What's his name? When I was watching that fight there, Dex Spelman was coming forward using his head. A lot of times he was coming forward. Like it looked like, and Lyndon Arthur was going backwards, fighting on the back.
Listen, there is not one round out of 12, 36 minutes that Lyndon Arthur came forward against Dex Spelman.
No.
And to show you the levels, Dex Spelman and his trainer said, nobody in boxing has ever pushed me back in a fight. He said it.
Which one's Dex? Dex Spelman is the one with the tattoos, right?
Yes.
That's the one I'm talking about. Him. I got the names confused. He's the one coming forward, not the other one. Yeah. He was coming forward, right? Yes, that's what I meant. That's got the names confused. Yeah, thanks for the correction. He was coming forward in the whole fight, right? And Lyndon Arthur was on the back foot, right? So that's so it was the names confused. So now, get into. I'm echoing. You still? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here now. Go on, carry on.
All right. So going into the Andy Yard fight, right? Yes. Obviously, Andy Yard was hitting him in such a way that he didn't feel. I must be on Bluetooth. You got me on Bluetooth with some speaker because I got echoing. Like if he's on field, what you check?
I put on Bluetooth. You want me to take it off?
Yeah, please, because it's getting feedback.
Right. One second. Let me take it off.
Yeah, but I know you want to do stuff though. I can understand that, but it's better.
Wait.
Recording.
Okay, you're back on speaker.
Oh, that's much better. Right, so we're on point now. So what I'm saying is that when he faced Anthony now, he weren't doing that at all. Now he's like, no, he was on the back foot, and Anthony was on the front foot, and Anthony completely shut him out. And it got to the point where Anthony was like, you know what? Let me just play with this guy a bit. And he would start playing with him, and he was doing all the stuff that you was working in the gym. And I looked at it and I said, listen, he's a level up. Now, before you get your thing, because I know you got to say, what I like to say is that they were demanding you at that time, to fight domestic level, and you said no, I'm not gonna fight the domestic level. Why should I fight domestic level against Jose Burton and these guys here when they was there? I'm gonna go above that. We're gonna go for Sergey Kovalev, and now obviously you've done your thing. We're in domestic level now, and it's like you're already showing that your leagues above. Now
leagues above.
Go on, it's your time. Go on.
Leagues above.
Go on.
Leagues above. And when that boy steps in the ring again with us, him and his trainer's gonna realize that there's levels to boxing. And just because someone doesn't show it, it doesn't mean he's not that. It's like the fight that we're going into with Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. Everybody's saying, bro, Luke Campbell, Olympic gold medalist, Ryan Garcia ain't fought no one. Well, obviously, they know something that most people don't know. Because that's Oscar De La Hoya's golden ticket.
Yes.
So the golden ticket is not getting... They're not making no mistakes.
No.
And that's why I can't see Luke Campbell winning that fight. No way, Jose. As much as I love Luke Campbell as a fighter, as a gentleman, never say nothing bad about no one, you don't make mistakes at that level.
100%.
You don't, brother. You don't make mistakes. This is Oscar De La Hoya you're talking about.
Yes.
Ryan Garcia has got a sponsorship with Gymshark worth millions.
Say that again. Jim who?
Gymshark.
What is that?
Gymshark. They're a clothing company, sports clothing company. They've got some big athletes, under their brand.
Yeah.
And that was a massive deal they done. You understand? You're talking millions and millions and millions. You think they're gonna make Luke Campbell just come along with some lucky soul and beat Ryan Garcia and mash up the whole thing when he's there training with Canelo? Bro, I think he's got more followers on Insta than Canelo.
Nah, probably. I don't know.
He might be 1 or 2 million.
Yeah, behind. Yeah, Canelo's got the whole country, so I don't know if the whole country follow him, but he's got millions and millions. So.
You see, I'm a man.
But no, he's popular. I got you. He's popular.
I'm a facts man.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia has got 7.4 million followers.
Yes.
On Insta.
Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez has got 6.9. He's got more than Canelo, bro.
Yo, bro, Tunde, doing this on point. Hey,
don't tell me that. I know this thing.
But you know what? Does that translate in that doesn't
yes,
translate?
It does. It does.
But what you trying to say? Canelo. All right, we're not going to get into who's bigger, but what we're saying is he's big. He's Golden Boy's best fighter, and you're saying he ain't got no. You don't give him much of a chance. Luke Campbell much of a chance.
No, sir. I'm just being real.
Okay.
I'm just being real because the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. Yes. Men lie, women lie. Errol Jarrett might lie. Tunde Ajayi might lie a few times, but numbers don't lie, brother. So that's how it goes. So it's not that we ain't backing our man in the UK. Of course we are. Of course we are. But my thing is always reality and we're trying to be as realistic as possible. And I'm saying in the back of my mind, which is also the front of my mind, why would Oscar De La Hoya risk somebody so valuable to him? You don't throw diamonds away in Peckham Market. You don't go Peckham or Brixton or Housden or Hackney and fling diamonds in the air that everybody starts scrambling. It ain't that kind of game, brother. You understand? It's not that kind of jig. So going back to what we were saying, I personally believe, obviously we all know I'm always going to back my guy, have done from the very beginning. And before he turned professional, Anthony Yard. But I just believe, Lyndon is a cool guy. His trainer, maximum respect for Pat Barrett and what he's done for the Manchester boxing scene. And, very much like myself, working with young guys and just taking them off the street. And even if they're not going to be champions, making them champions in life. So I've got the ultimate respect for Pat Barrett and Lyndon Arthur. But I'm just saying, you ain't ready for this. That's just a fact. And you're going to find out. And I'm not really about talking a man down and a boxer man, because you have to have a certain level of respect when it comes to fighting, because as Ant always said, I'm the one taking the punches. I'm like, no fam, I'm in there spiritually. And Ant will be like, after Russia, you weren't feeling what I was feeling. And I'm like, brother, and believe me, the way a parent feels the pain of their child, you feel it, brother, physically.
I know we did feel the vibrations were coming over here, because me and Spencer were watching that live. We were feeling the vibrations down here.
Come on, man, it's pain. And that's what I mean. I do get what, there's physical pain, there's spiritual pain. But the thing is that, for Lyndon, it ain't about talking what we're going to do. He's going to see the same thing what Dex Spelman's saw. And that is, when you get in a ring with us, them tapes that you was trying to study, oh yeah, he holds his left hand low, let's clip flow, that ain't gonna work. Because guess what? When you try that, you get shoulder, right hand in your asshole.
Me business. So what, we got a date set down? What, we got a date?
Yeah. The announcement is pending. We got the date. But obviously, contractually, I'm not allowed to say that
Obviously, for now,
until everything's signed, sealed, and delivered.
Wow.
But we got the date, we got the venue, and we're good to go. We're in the gym every day. We got to stay positive because of the current situation with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Really, 95% of the boxing trade is unemployed right now because they don't know when they're gonna fight. Small hall promoters are really dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. The amateur circuit. Boxing.
Well, we got a petition actually working on that, about that, because if the pro boxing go in other sports are actually happening, why not the amateurs? But let me just move on to the COVID situation. How was it being in the bubble, right? Because obviously you've been in the bubble with Andy with no crowd. What was that experience like? And obviously you've been in that experience now, so it's not daunting like it was it wasn't gonna affect you anyway. So, but tell us who's never been in that experience. How was it?
I'm going to be absolutely 100 with you, as I always am, Mr. Jarrett.
Yeah.
It was like right now, in my yard. I'm in the bubble right now, but the bubble of Tunde Ajayi's bubble, which is wake up in the morning, 2:45 a.m., go for a run, come back, study until it's time to go gym. I don't leave my house. Only for shopping. If you look at my Insta, you'll see me that I go Tesco's and Waitrose bloody price every day. You understand what I'm saying? But apart from that, I'm in the bubble. Boxing is my life. You saw it on BT Sports. I said it. Boxing is my life. I don't have nothing else. This is my whole life, and the experience of the bubble for me was easy work. It was easy work because what are they telling you to do? They're telling you you can't move around for these 3 days that you're there, from the Wednesday to the Saturday.
Okay.
You can have food, you can have coffee, you can go and be in, your team could, people in the hotel, you can go to the room, have conversations. But part, I've never been like that anyway. Tunde Ajayi, ask anybody on my team. This is what Anthony was saying on the BT documentary. Like, I'm like an Einstein, brother. I don't come out nothing. I'm working. I'm working. So for me, the whole experience was good. I mean, there wasn't no crowd, no shouting, but I don't hear nothing anyway. Anyone who's watched me closely on Fight Night sees from we come out of the dressing room, where my focus is. So it's a brilliant experience for me. And I think what we're seeing with the whole bubble COVID situation and the way fights are panning out is that fights that were usually 80-20 in the house corner's favour are now more 60-40. Because you don't have the energy of your supporters to lean on. So now it really is the best man is going to win. You see what I'm saying? Because home advantage, having crowds there, is so important for promoters and fighters.
Well, I'll tell you what, with you in the corner, you don't need a crowd. But I've been saying, but I agree with you though. But you're right, it does spur you on. You hear the energy, feel the energy of
course, man. Listen, man. I'm gonna teach you something if you don't already know. Everything in life is energy. Everything in life is energy. There's one energy, just like there's one God, and the energy can be used in two different ways, positive or negative. And it's as simple as that. So when you have a crowd of people that are for you, you are feeding off of that energy, as well as your own energy.
Yes.
See, but now you have a situation that, bro, you ain't getting drowned out by home supporters. Like, but when we're fighting, most times, not when me and AY are fighting, you might have your mum and your sister present. The rest of the time, there's no fans. We ain't got people backing us. So we're usually up against it anyway. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel that this pandemic really is going to show the real focused ones, the real dedicated ones. And when you have two athletes, two boxers that are totally focused, then it's going to be skills pay the bills. The best man wins. So if you're used to holding on to people and needing people to get your validation, to get your boost up, then you're in trouble. Wow. You're in trouble. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you're like the lions in the camp, every man in my camp, we can lead every single one. Ade can lead single-handedly if Tunde's not there, if Anthony's not there. Anthony Yard can beat Anthony Yard if Tunde's not there and Ade's not there. You already know where I'm doing, because I'm running this thing. I've been doing this stand-up alone for a long time, and I thank God that I've got a support system now that helps me. So we're all a team. So the point is I'm making is that Anthony Yard is sufficient on his own. Yeah. Ade Oliyinka is sufficient on his own. Tunde Ajayi is sufficient on his own. But one battery is not as strong as two batteries. Two batteries is not as strong as three batteries. And together we make a great team, and we can move forward even in this time, in this time of COVID and us not knowing what's happening. But I think I've elongated the question.
No, 100%, like, because the thing is, for the people obviously listening to this interview, like they in the bubble, because obviously I knew a guy, obviously one of the fighters, he was in the bubble. He was had to stay 3 days in the hotel.
Yes,
and then stay 3 days, and then obviously constant testing, and going through that, and then obviously you get there now, and you're looking at your trainer. He's got a head mask. He's got a plastic face guard. He's got a mouthpiece over. And then, you know what I mean, you're basically muffling words. It's like basically the training what you've done before is so essential now, because in the ring you ain't got no time for that. But I mean,
bruv, I keep telling man, one, the mask thing shouldn't be unfamiliar to us who come from the roads. And that's the first thing. You understand what I'm saying? Man's used to seeing this kind of behavior, this kind of look on the road. And secondly, I've said it for years. And even if you look at me and Anthony Yard's career, how many times do you hear me talking in the corner?
You know what, yeah? I know when I look in the corner, boy, you know what? I have to be honest with you, Anthony's so dazzling in the fight. I don't even see much. You don't really see much because he's doing.
Bruv, I don't talk in the corner. I hardly talk.
Yeah, because he's doing the job. He's usually doing the job.
Because at the end of the day, everything's on autopilot.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't go to the ring and then start learning. So hold on, so if I've been throwing double jab right and left hook in training, then all of a sudden, and I ain't been throwing no other punch, then on fight night, you need a right uppercut left hook to the body. No matter if I'm shouting at the brother, he ain't practiced that in training. It ain't coming out.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? There's so many factors that have to be overcome in a fight anyway. So just because I'm telling you to do it, don't mean you can do it. How many fighters have gone into the ring with Floyd Mayweather thinking they got a game plan? Yeah, we've watched the tapes. Yeah, he drops this, he does that. But when they get in there, they can't do nothing. Yeah. And that's the same thing what happened to Dex Bowman. And that's the same thing what's going to happen to my guy.
Yeah, but that's what he thought. Whatever he thought he was getting there for, he had to... Whatever game... I don't think they had the other game plan after that, because he never been on the back foot before, because he looked undaunted, bro. It was confused, but it was like...
Carl Greaves can't chat to me never again in his life, because he said something on Twitter the other day. I just blocked him. You know me, I'm not in no argument. See me, Eru.
Yeah.
I'm not in no argument with nobody.
Yeah.
If you agree with me, we're good. You understand? If you disagree with me, don't tell me about constructive criticism. Keep that to yourself. You're blocked. I don't need no criticism, whether it's constructive or destructive. You get blocked. So he said something, but he's forgetting that, hold on, man was reposting the tweets of him saying Anthony Yard is a hype job. Dex Bowman would beat him easily.
Oh dear.
See, you said that. Now you gotta come. Now your words have come back to bite you on your ass because you look like an idiot when you was giving your fighters instructions and he couldn't do nothing.
Helpless.
Yeah. Helpless till we got out of the ring. Steve Barnes said that was punch perfect. I said, yes sir, thank you very much, I'll take that.
Hey, going forward, Tunde, this because I always correct your name. So EJ Boxer, EJ or EJ Boxing, because
EJ Boxing Live.
you know, you got some people out there. They'll find you on your government name and come chase you down. So I kind of like, you know what I mean?
Okay. You don't want Mr. John.
Nah.
Alright, say that.
But absolutely. But you see the thing is, yeah. People were trying to make the name because look, they're looking at Anthony obviously failing, but he didn't really fail because anything you go into that you try 100%, you can learn from and come back, right? You know what I mean?
But hold on. Yeah. Stop right there. When we took the fight, everybody said we were mad. People were like, bro, I was speaking to reporters and they was like, bro, I thought you was mad. Because the confidence you showing was like on another level.
Yeah, it was.
And I said, I'm confident like that because I'm with Anthony every single day and I've been with him 18 months every day before he turned professional.
Yeah.
So I know my charge and I believe in the person that I'm with every single day. So it wasn't a daunting experience for us, but we didn't go there thinking we're going to lose or we're going there to take a paycheck, because if we would have done what so many fighters done. We would have done what Alvarez done, Elder Alvarez done 2 or 3 times before he fought Kovalev, which was take step aside money.
Yes.
I would have done what Jack Carroll's just done now to make way, or we would have done what Jack Carroll's just done to make way for Josh Taylor and Ramirez. Take step aside money. No, brother. We don't want your step aside money. We want the legacy. We want the experience. We want, because once you give that to us, we are now part of Kovalev. We are now part of his experience and all those great fights what he had at the beginning of our career. And it was always a win-win situation for us. We never took the step-aside money, but guess what? We got paid.
Hey, listen, you talked it up well. You know, you upset them Russians, so
trust me.
Yeah, you upset them. You done a very good job of I ain't gonna lie, a very outstanding job of promoting the fight. And I don't know about the viewership, but it was pretty high.
Bro, no one else was promoting it.
Nah, it's true.
No one else was. It was only me, bro.
Yeah.
It was only me. I was the one gassing up, putting up all the Rocky videos on Twitter and Insta and everything like that. I was gassing up the team. I promoted the fight furthermore.
Yeah, you did.
You understand? It was me. So we got experience. Being against Buddy McGurk, someone who's been in so many great fights.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't take, no matter what you say negative about Tunde Ajayi, you can't take that away from me. And let's get it right. The talking point of the whole fight was the round where I supposed to have made a mistake.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the round where they say empty the tank. Is that the one we're talking about?
Yes. Again, Errol, let me tell you how people
EJ, but that's alright.
Sorry. Let me tell you how people are wicked, EJ, and how people are waiting for your downfall. Because Anthony is my witness. I've never used words like that in training, in sparring, ever. But this is what being on a big occasion will do to you for the first time. I'm like, bro, when we got home, when we watched the tape, I'm like, bro, Ant, where did those words come from?
Why? Yeah,
understand? And I'm saying to myself, bro, that's why I believe in my God, spiritual powers. Because that thing, those words made 2 things happen. It made people on one side say I was right to say it, because it's almost the round where Anthony created unbelievable history. It was almost, in my opinion, he did create history, because somebody with 12 amateur fights, no national ABA title, to do that to Bernard Hopkins never done that to Kovalev.
No, he didn't.
Nathan Cleverly sure didn't do it to Kovalev.
Well, that's true. He didn't. No, he didn't.
Andre Ward in the first fight and second fight really never done that to Kovalev. So all the time you got the little bad man people saying I was wrong for saying that. I had a lot of people saying, Tun, it was because we weren't winning no points in Russia. We weren't getting no points. And Anthony said it. Without me saying this, Anthony said all the above. Anthony said, I had to go for it. Because, remember, me and Anthony are spiritually connected. We feel each other vibrationally. And so, Anthony Anthony would, but Anthony could tell me no. Don't get that twisted. You get what I'm saying? If Anthony don't want to do something, he ain't doing it. But Anthony knew it was the right thing to do. But we never had the experience to go further. That's all it was.
Yeah, that was right. That's right. When you hurt him, I was saying at that point. I mean, this is just me watching after the fact, innit? Like to the body, but it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, he hurt him, and then you're excited in that moment of just, I've rocked him after coming through some torrid rounds because that man was putting that jab out there. Was that jab? That jab, Buddy McGirt got that jab of his was a problem, bruh. Nose bleeding, even getting that. So for the finally you get a chance to get a chance to hurt him, you're gonna excited. But if you had it to back in that opportunity, would you have said mix it up rather than just go for the head? Because he tried to
listen. Everyone is wise after their
yeah, exactly.
That's the reason why you have a thing called experience.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you learn from that.
Yeah,
you learn from that. We all grew. Remember, I took a young team out there. Coach Adeola Yinka weren't doing no boxing.
Yes.
I taught him a system of training. Next thing, man's on Top Rank or ES, I don't even know where it was, HBO. But the things that you dream about in boxing. Roy Jones doing a performance the day before at the weigh-in. Bruv, are you listening to what I'm saying?
On the stage. You're on the stage. Yeah, I remember now on the stage, innit? Yeah.
On the stage, brother.
Yeah. You're right. Because you was doing the pad work on the stage, innit?
Yes.
Yeah. But but the crowning. I ain't gonna lie, the crowning. Obviously, I was there with you. I was there. Obviously, you've seen Mayweather many times, but when he came down with Tank, and we're gonna talk about Tank and Mayweather in a bit. When Mayweather came down, obviously, to promote Tank's fight against the English boy Welsh, and obviously, I was there as one of the media. Mayweather physically endorsed in front of the media and everyone there, and you've been endorsed as the next guy champion. So at that point, the whole, and it still is, everyone's energy was on Anthony and yourself in that situation. So, and obviously, you're telling them about Roy Jones and the experience. You learned so much of being on that big stage, right?
Yes.
Boy, I tell you, it was one of them nights, and one of the nights almost. But the thing is, the lucky thing about it, you got another chance to go back up there again.
And not only that, Anthony came back a bigger star than he already was before the fight. So that shows you that we got the respect because we showed our level, and that is our level. Anthony's a world-class fighter. Yeah. So all the fights people were talking about, now you see what happened. I told you, Anthony would never fight Jose Burton because he running up his mouth being disrespectful. But guess what? You never got a chance.
You know what's funny, right? You know what's funny? No one cares now. You know what I mean? Because Anthony,
but that's what I told you was gonna happen.
Anthony surpassed anything he is now. There's one fight that did bother me though, right? And I talked to Don about this, right? I don't know, whether Don. I still said to Don, you must regret the Frank Buglioni fight. It would have been great for British boxing, that fight. I mean, you wanted that fight. We wanted the fight. Don never, obviously with Don, he his guy. But I think Frank needed the fight as well. It's a shame that fight never happened, but it didn't matter, right? You've gone on.
Frank wanted the pay for that fight.
But the thing is, it's a good springboard onto it, but it doesn't matter. You're back in domestic China. You're back in domestic, looking to rule the roost. And I'll be honest with you, looking forward at now, it look like you're just. I mean, I don't want to predict that. You look like you're just gonna just carve right through domestic like you were before, and no one because everything. It seemed like you went forward to go backwards, but it doesn't really matter. Like in a day, you're reaching your goal of domination.
You gotta remember, Errol, as well. Again, it's not about being disrespectful to anyone.
Yeah,
Anthony Yard had 12 amateur fights. So let's get it right. Before the fight, they were saying we shouldn't be in there. Now we're back down here where you lot was calling for all the time. Yeah. Now you're saying we shouldn't be down there. So I can't listen to you, man. Me and Anthony have always done what we want to do. Nobody ain't telling us what to do. And as a manager, I have to make calculated moves.
That's what people don't know. You're a manager. You see, this is I say you fit calculate. They just look at you as a trainer, but you're
yeah, but that's what I keep on saying, Errol.
EJ, but it's alright.
Sorry, Errol. Sorry, it's gonna take me a little.
No, cool. That's cool. Go on.
Yeah. This is what we got to understand. The language is very powerful.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to say, man, stop calling me a trainer. Call me a manager.
Yes.
Trainer. Put the word manager first.
Yeah, that's right.
You understand? Because there's certain people out there want to sweep that under the carpet.
I think
they don't want people to know that I was instrumental of making Anthony the first ever global ambassador for Adidas ever as a boxer. We done that. Me and Anthony rode up to Germany on our own. You understand? Sit down with all the global bosses. We done that, and I'm very proud of that. Anthony is a bit more, reserved, but I have to make people know, because I'm trying to inspire people that come from environments, and it ain't just black environments, because it's like, I say it, like, you have classes, lower class, middle class, and upper class, and so for the most part, most of us have been brought up in the same types of environment. So I'm trying to show people that you can come from this environment, still keep your coat on, your old look, and get to the elite. You've probably heard so many stories about me prior to actually even talking to me. And I'm always when I end up talking to people, I'm like, where did these rumors come from? You ain't never talked to me. So why are people saying these negative things about me? Show me the man that could tell me any negative about me, and I'll show you a liar.
100%.
You understand? Because let that person come and talk in front of me. They might talk to others, but come and talk to me. Even O'Hara was in the gym yesterday, and he said, "Unks, the thing about me and you, like, I've never had no hatred in my heart for you, even though I put things out, because you can't, brother. You can't say nothing negative about me, because as Anthony said, I've got a heart of gold. I only want good for people. So, it's like, I don't have nothing to prove to know, but people, I don't know, for some reason, listen, it's easy to call the colour card, but again, it's something that I've never put in my face.
In energy, yeah. That's right.
I never put that energy, I never give it that energy. All I'm saying is that in life there's positive and negative, and it's whether it's up to you what you focus on. So myself, Anthony, have only focused on the positive things, and we've taken from every experience. And let's get it right, Errol. You might be in boxing for 40 years and never experience the experience me and Anthony have already had in boxing.
No, 100%. No, 100%. No, 100%. And still ticking and going forward on and pursuing your dream. And I'll be honest with you, and as I'm looking forward, the way the divisions is going, timing is everything. And to be fair with that experience, because you got Burbeef and you got Bivol up there, and at some point, I think Burbeef's fighting this weekend, whatever.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's fighting this weekend. What these guys, they're not. It's all about longevity, and not everyone's like Bernard Hopkins, the alien. You know what I mean? And as you go forward, clean up domestic levels. The opportunities will arise where you will be sitting on the throne at some point with Anthony Yard and all. You know what Muhammad Ali said? Where's all my critics? Bow, bow, kiss my feet. You know. I obviously, like, because I'll be honest with you, the way things are going on is everything's working in your favor. What you want to do, experience is ticked. Big fight experience tick. There's certain things that you got on that night that certain people would dream to experience. So there's so much things you learn from it. Yeah, you lost on the column, but it's a win. And back in the days, guys used to lose all the time, but that's what it's how they came back and what they learned from. So 100% going forward. What we're gonna talk, unless you want to say anything other than that.
I mean, listen, the journey continues. It's always from Anthony first had his fight. I said it's going to be a great journey. I said that from the very beginning, because Anthony Yard is someone that I don't need to say, come, let's go gym. I've said it so many times. We don't have a camp. We're in the gym every day, regardless of fight or no fight. And that's another example we're trying to show people. Like, it's so funny, because when I was coming up and I saw people ahead of me and getting, well-deserved recognition and spotlight, I never had at any point in my mind any jealousy or envy in them. I always said to myself, just like how my dad brought me up, they must have worked hard to get there.
Yes.
So I'm like, now we're up here, we're still not world champions, so there's still a long way to go. I know how hard I've worked to get here. So me still having that street attitude at times. Obviously, you can't have a street attitude if you're going into a boardroom full of Adidas Global representatives.
Yes.
But because I still got that thing, if man tried to diss me like that Dex Spellman at the press conference said, "Oh, you man have had everything," bro. If you know how angry I got, bro, you understand?
But that was the point. That was the whole thing of. I saw it. Exactly. But I knew that what that was like, you know, a jealousy, envy.
But that's the jealousy. And that's what I'm trying to say.
We should have what you got, and everything. Go okay then, and then it's like, well, in the fight, well, you know. That's not gonna. If that's what you're feeling, if that's what you're feeling to get. That's not the right. That's not the right.
Andy said to me when we go back to the room, as the Unks, man, come on, man, you can't bet these man, bro. We're at levels now, bro. You can't bet. But that's what makes Tunde Ajayi.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100. But that was good though, because I remember when they're sitting there all proud. But you ain't done nothing, and you. We're the A side. You're lucky that you didn't get the opportunity.
We're getting the opportunity. we picked you.
I know you. To be fair, you was quite polite. I know me and you were talking away, but you was actually quite polite about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know the thing what makes me laugh.
Yeah.
You have certain people saying it was a premature stoppage, but I heard that. No.
That stoppage was on point, bro. And I tell you why. Yeah, I was talking about the 10-round beatdown, or not really beatdown, he got previously, and the beating he was getting from Anthony I was looking on Future, and I was like, I said if that continues, this guy is gonna have serious mental problems.
I said to the referee,
he said he was gonna have serious mental problems. Not only that, I thought to myself that this guy, his career will be ended. When the referee stopped the fight, I said yes, please, because it weren't gonna get any better. And Anthony, the way I was looking, it looked like to me. I'm gonna tell you right now, when I saw Eubank versus that Nick Blackwell, right, it was the same type of thing. I saw this guy hit after hitting their head, and he kept, and it was horrible. It was horrid.
Bro, I'm telling you, I said to the ref, listen, I know Anthony. I'm with him every day.
Yeah.
Few seconds before that, I said, ref, believe me, I shouted it, brother. Stop this fight. Yeah. Because Anthony has not come out of first gear.
Yeah, that's right.
And when he when Ant starts sticking his tongue out and doing a little shimmy.
Yeah, that's why. I know.
You get me?
Yeah, you know what was getting. Yeah, you knew. It was. It was.
That's the great thing about Anthony. It looks easy on the outside. Well, I can't even say. Listen, how can someone have 19 wins and 18 knockouts, and you think you could just go in there doing a little willy-nilly? How can you even think that's going to be easy? Mm-hmm. It don't make no sense. Mm-hmm. You understand? That's what a man. Maybe your trainer's trying to gas you up. But it ain't. Anthony has one thing in his mind: KO. And you've heard me say it many times. I don't train fighters to go points. I don't train fighters to go points. So man best know what they're asking for. And I'm so glad, going back to the Don Charles situation.
Yes.
I thank God that fight never happened.
Really? I would
100%.
You know what?
Remember, I didn't want it in the first place.
But Frank called you out.
Yeah, and that's how it was. And because of that little idiot. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, but you guys.
Because of my man, it made me and Don not talk for years.
But the thing is, listen to this, right? This is why I say it would. I thought it would have been a good fight, because you see with Frank now, Frank had a lot of good fights in his career and a lot of things he could look on. But for that fight right there, in the terms, it's like passing the torch, right? Now, Anthony would have won the fight, right? If they have the fight, they would have the fight. Yeah. You and Dom would have just said, okay, fair play, it was a great fight, but you'd have made money in between. And I think that in general, because Henry Armstrong and Ray Robertson, they were friends, but in the day, Henry Armstrong needed the payday, so Ray Robertson went against him.
But listen, we're talking about.
Go ahead. I'm just saying, in history, it's like you look on it and you say to yourself, well, boy, it was a good fight in history. It was a pass of the torch. Ray Robertson beat Henry Armstrong and he moved on to greater things. And Frank Leone was on the way out, and Anthony Yard was ascending. You see what I'm going to say? So it would have been another learning curve. I still wanted to. It would have still been a great fight night.
Well, this is. I mean, you made a point there, and this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, go on.
People set themselves goals and aspirations in boxing.
Yes.
What you're saying is a good payday ain't nowhere near the level what is in our mind. Mm-hmm. Like, we talking millions. That's what we're looking at. We're talking millions. But that's still and that's why I ain't disclosing the figure, but that's why man got paid.
Yeah.
Because that's what's in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's this thing. Are you gonna let money, little money? Because let's get it right. When you start paying your taxes and what have you expensive, it ain't that much money. Man make more money on the roads. But what I'm trying to say is that, are you gonna risk a friendship for that money?
Yeah, I agree with you. You and Don, the thing is, yeah, you and Don at that point, but that's how I can see it now, because both of you care about your fighters that much that it's family. So I can see why you two, especially where you two have been. I don't think people listening know that obviously how you and Don grew up in
man.
So you're practically like brothers, yeah. So at this point, it's to have that on the stage. Because when Don goes to war, he likes to look at, I don't know that guy, he can go all in. But he couldn't.
Don's very competitive because he's Nigerian. That's just how we are.
Yes, exactly. So on that respect, then I guess that, you know, but you was up for it though. Because I remember when we was at the press conference, I asked you that time when no one else asked you, and because Don was talking to me previously the day before, and he was talking about obviously Trainer and Tunde, and I asked you at the press conference, and you and after that it's like, ooh, Don Tunde, and it was going backwards and forth. But obviously the fight never happened. But as going forward right now, Annie Yard is sitting in a great place. You're sitting in a great place. You know what I mean? You've come back to the country, and you've shown that we're still ready to rule the roost on domestic and going on for world honours. All right, let's move on to Mayweather and Tank. So Mayweather. No. I'll go before Mayweather and Tank. Let's go to the Lopez fight versus Teofimo Lopez in the epic fight and the passing of the torch. What's your take on that? And what was your take on the scorecards? Do you agree with it? Disagree? And there's a dispute about undisputed, whether he's undisputed or not. What's your take on the whole?
Well, I called the fight anyway. That's the first thing. I said that was going to happen. I actually was predicting a knockout.
Okay. For who? Which one? For who? Knockout for
Teofimo.
Okay, go ahead.
I was predicting a knockout, and that is just based on his last performance, Lomachenko's last performance. I'm saying Luke Campbell hurt you twice in that fight, but Luke Campbell, like the boy that we're about to fight, don't have the killer instinct. So you will hurt a fighter. There's only certain fighters that got that killer instinct. When they clip you, they're going for it. A lot of boxers like to stay, not that there's nothing wrong with it, a lot of boxers like to stay reserved and stay on the back foot. And even when they hurt somebody, it's like, that's what I'm talking about. When you're talking about when, I don't even want to call his name, when the boy that we're fighting next, when he fought the Ghanaian, he clipped him, but he never clipped him because it was because the Ghanaian had a cut and was really addressing his eye and focused on his eye. And my man thought, right, okay, he's not concentrating, and cap him with a 1-2. The Ghanaian brother got back up and he was running. See, if Anthony clips you, you're going to stay clipped. You understand? That's his mentality. So with Lomachenko and Luke Campbell, I already saw that Luke Campbell never had the killer instinct to finish him off, because in my opinion, Luke Campbell could have won that fight.
What, against Lomachenko?
Against Lomachenko.
Well, that when he knocked him down. Yeah, he didn't. I don't.
Yeah. Lomachenko knocked Campbell down. But what I'm trying to say, there was periods of that fight when Luke Campbell hurt Lomachenko.
But I don't think he didn't believe in himself though.
Exactly. No, it's not belief. It's the way you train.
Yeah.
He ain't training to what, bro? It's like, come on, man. Go downtown. There's certain man, not everybody. It's like you go into an environment in the inner cities. Not every when they talk about but I come from the roads, I'm this and that, bro. Not everyone from the roads is a killer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got some little pum pums on the ends. Yeah. But there's certain individuals in the inner cities that will take you out. If they sense any weakness, you're getting robbed. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So that's how I kind of relate it to boxing. Oh,
so hold on. You took that drill there. If they can sense any weakness, you're getting robbed. So people on the street are watching to see people's disadvantages, so they can take advantages. All right, go on. Yes.
And they capitalize on that. Yes. And I see that like how boxing is. You know, you box, because the main thing is boxing. But when you see a man that little flutter, or the leg straight, I'm saying, bro, no time to waste. We're going in. You understand what I'm saying? And I know.
Go ahead.
And I know. Watching Teofimo against Richard Comey, I said, this you here Yeah, this you here, he's got the thing. You understand?
I thought that was fake, like at the time, and now I have to bite my words. That wasn't fake.
Man.
You know what? Honestly, when I thought, because you know why? Richard Comey, he fought Shanatsky, he fought this guy, and he fought Richard Easter, and I was like, how's this guy knocking him out? I couldn't believe it. But now, like, you have to see that this shit is real, bruv, because when he got in there, when he licking Lomachenko wasn't Lomachenko no more, bruv. He wasn't the same. He became human, bruv, right there in front of everyone, bruv. And that went on for numerous rounds. So this kid can lick, innit? He got a thumb.
Yes.
He can lick. He can punch, bruv.
Yes.
I saw a man's face.
So let's go back to that, because Alex just texted me. So we're on the way to the gym.
All right.
We're on the way to the gym. So So what I saw there was a weakness. A lot of it could have been to do with the age factor.
Yes.
Lomachenko's getting older. His body ain't holding up. His body's weak. You understand what I'm saying? It's not as strong. Then you have the inactivity of 14 months layoff.
Yes.
And then you have the closed, the behind the doors environment.
Oh yes, the bubble. Exactly.
The bubble.
Yes.
Which is, if you go back to the top of the show, what I spoke about. You now don't have your countrymen backing you, them big brothers there that got a lot of energy and power and focus.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you ain't got them now. And what I want to talk about this. Me and Spencer are going to break this down on our show this evening.
Okay.
What I don't like, and why I put that tweet out about, you can't judge greatness after 15 fights. You can't start putting Lomachenko near Floyd's level and you've had 15 fights. That's disrespect. Sugar Ray Robinson had 201 fights. That's why we call him great. Ali, Mike Tyson, the list goes on and on.
Over 60,
the great Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, 100 and something, yeah.
All these men had bare fights before you call them great. You want to start putting Lomachenko up there with, and I never rated him anyway like that. Yes,
400 amateur fights, fighting 3 rounds, yeah.
But no one don't care about that when you're a pro.
The thing is, this is what I'm saying. If you got to pick up his amateur career to give him credence about his pro, that don't mean nothing, bro.
It don't mean nothing, bro. Hold on. So now this amateur record.
Yes.
Are we talking about that?
But what?
We're talking about a young boy of 23 years rocking you up. No one don't care about no amateur record. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say. So you try to put something in people's minds to give him that energy, and he got that. But now we're behind closed doors. Now you're fighting a young Mexican-American who has no fear in his body.
None.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a different demographic, and it's behind closed doors, and you're not fighting in your native country.
Yes.
You're coming to the US.
That's right.
So many things were stacked against him, what people wasn't looking at. And I saw all these variables prior to the fight, and that's why I said, and Spencer tweeted it the next day, I said Teofimo was going to win that fight. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing will go the same way. And what I don't like about you making me talk about what we're talking about tonight on your show, but listen, I've always told you there's no competition. We got to help one another. But let me just say, I disrespect Lomachenko even more now, because you lose against Salido, there's an excuse. You lose against Teofimo, there's an excuse. If he had won against Teofimo, we wouldn't know about no injuries. So this is the greatest line of a guy this is the greatest line of an excuse maker. Listen, it goes like this. I don't want to make any excuses for my loss, but I had a shoulder injury. So basically, you are saying I don't want to make an excuse for my loss, but guess what, Mr. EJ Boxing, here's an excuse. Don't try that one. Just give the man credit.
That's right. That's right.
When we learned our lesson in Russia, you never hear us making excuses.
No, you
never hear.
No,
but after the fight, there's so much things we could have said. What happened to us in Russia, which we have never spoken about to this day here.
Well,
we've never spoken about.
Well, we were saying, I think going in Russia, we was talking about you brought your own food and water, but that was it. Other than that, there was no complaints about anything. You know. Well,
listen, and again, I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Yes.
I can tell you at least 10 things that happened to us
over there,
which we've never spoken about.
You're talking about your baggage as well. I think your baggage when you...
Even, yeah, that's the things that was visible.
Yes.
The baggage, them turning off the cold water.
What?
You understand?
What?
In our rooms.
Yo! Really?
Yeah. But, you know, there was bad things that we've never ever disclosed, and I don't really feel the need to disclose that because, having said all that,
yes,
Kovalev is a renowned elite fighter, Ring Magazine fighter for 2 years.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was 15 and 16.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that experience is what showed in the fight. You understand what I'm saying? And we take our hat off to Kovalev. Thank you for the experience. We went 11 rounds with him. It took Canelo with 50 fights and the experience of fighting so many great champions 11 rounds to get him out of there.
He did.
So work this one out. Work that one out, Eddie.
You know what? You know what? I tell you what. You're good with the numbers, you know.
Come on, man. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
And you know what? Yeah, your association with Floyd Mayweather, because obviously I know you're busy, right? We're gonna get into that, right?
Yes.
Tank is fighting coming up, right? Tank is fighting against Leo Santa Cruz. Mayweather is there backing him, saying I want him to be better than me. Now, realistically, I don't think. No, but you know what? Which you and him both have. You set him a lofty goal, and people are ready to see if he can become that goal, and they're ready to follow his journey. Which I feel you and Floyd are one of the best promoters we have
of their guys.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, because you know what I mean. So Tank going into this fight, he's supposed to win. How he's going to win is going forward. But that fight, what's your take on Tank and Floyd and their association? It reminds me of you and Anthony Yard. I mean,
I think. Listen,
please.
Tank is a great fighter. I said it when he fought Liam Walsh. I said, bro, the way that he broke up Liam Walsh.
Oh yeah, I was there. It was dreadful.
Bro, I said to myself, this you is a problem.
He's a problem, innit? He's a problem.
If this you is got, and if he can just, because this is what
he's short as well, you know. He's tiny, He's tiny. He look like a little tank. Go on.
A lot of people do not understand Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather is a businessman.
Yes.
And his job is to do that side, which is what I've done, which is for Ann, and which is what he's doing for Tank. But what it all boils down to is a lot of people are forgetting or fail to see the dedication Floyd Mayweather had to the sport. Now, it's evident that Tank hasn't got that dedication. So that would only be the thing moving forward. And I'll say that, and I'm not saying, because I don't know Tank like that. But I never saw Floyd out of shape. You understand? Floyd out of shape is maybe one out of the six pack is missing. You get what I'm saying? That's Floyd's out of shape. But weight ain't gonna win you the fight. Otherwise, Floyd, being such a small man, would not have been able to dominate fighters like Canelo, fighters like Miguel Cotto, who are thick set. When I saw Miguel Cotto in Vegas, I'm like, brother, this brother looks like a real tank. His shoulders were so big. I'm like, but Floyd's just a little man. So we gotta put things into perspective and stop talking about Tank's weight like that's gonna make him a boxer. Tank beat up Pedraza way better than Lomachenko.
Oh yes. Yes. But he was liver as well. It was fresher. You know what I mean?
Fresher, way better than Lomachenko. So now what Floyd is teaching Tank is the superstar business, which Tank doesn't have naturally, because he's really a humble kid.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's almost, sometimes you look at them, it's like a rabbit in bright lights.
See, a deer in the headlights. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, a deer in the headlights. But that don't really mean nothing when you've got the man who's done it, wore the t-shirt, and got more t-shirts right next to you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tank has that with him. And I mean, I looked at I didn't watch it, but I just wanted to see what the vibe was at the media workout.
Yes.
Bro, there was no one in the gym.
Yeah.
Listen, Anthony Yard's media workouts, you already know what it is.
Yeah, I know what it is. Even you had the little guy, little man.
We bust little man in this thing.
Little man. You told me when he grabbed you, you was like, yo, I thought it was a big man grabbing you.
I wanted to pump him up.
He's rude though, isn't it? He's rude though.
He's strong.
He's strong though.
I'm telling you, that you is strong, but he ripped my flipping shoulder out my thing. Like, I've been on my shoulder for long.
Right, and you're quite muscular, you know. We mean he ripped it. How's he rip your shoulder out when he pulled?
Listen, because I was on a humble thing. You know, like when you greet man, you relax up your body. Yeah. It's like you relax up your body because it's not a fighting thing.
Yeah.
Bro, so I'm giving my hand to shake. He yanked my hand. So he caught me totally off guard, and my shoulder was burning me for weeks.
Whoa!
My shoulder was burning me for weeks, and I said, yeah, alright, cool, try that one again. See if I don't sling you over across the room. Let me show you my strength. You understand?
You know what? He's a good little boxer. Was he training that? Where you?
No, he was training at from what I understand, from Adam Booth's gym.
Adam Booth's gym. Oh yeah, I know that is. That's where Joe Joyce trains. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Listen, they got the highest viewing figures ever.
Oh yeah, they got paid. They got paid, bro. They got paid. Hey, you know what? Where are you training now? Are you still training the Peacock? Because the Peacock.
No. We're at Box Up Crime. That's our new gym.
Where's that then?
Ilford.
Oh, Ilford. Okay, that's where Nigel. Isn't that where Nigel Benn used to live? Isn't it? Ilford.
Yeah. Remember, that's where Anthony lived for a long time.
Oh, Ilford. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why at the beginning they made the comparisons between Anthony and Nigel Benn because he was from Ilford. But,
okay.
I think Frank Warren squashed that after one fight. He said, listen,
you don't know Nigel Benn, innit?
Anthony Yard is Anthony Yard. You understand?
Yeah.
You can't make the comparisons because just of the way they fight, for starters. And Anthony is literally, everyone knows I talk Anthony up, but I don't talk him up because like I'm just here trying to gas man. I believe everything I say about Anthony. You understand what I'm saying? And I just believe that he was built for this. I've been around a lot of fighters. I've been around Floyd. You understand, for a long time, for many camps.
Yes.
And Anthony Yard is built for stardom. He walks the walk. He talks the talk. Humble guy. You can't really, and he's a showman.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? He's a showman. That's the difference between AY and the rest of them. Well, no one, bro. I keep telling you, we got barbershop. Man don't want to hear, oh yeah, I've trained the hardest I've ever trained for a fight.
Yeah, I know.
We don't want to hear that.
Yeah, they want to hear that. They want to hear some. Yeah, I'm saying. You're right.
You get me? So it's an entertainment business. People may not me the way I've done things, but at the end of the day, I'm essential viewing. That's why BT done a documentary about me.
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
So man can say what they want. Yeah. Look at it, where we've come from.
Yeah.
To now, you have this black trainer, and as it is Black History Month, we're talking it.
Yeah.
Who never came up under the GB or whatever system, who created his own system of boxing, now getting that kind of spotlight. That's absolutely amazing for us that come from certain environments to see something like this, Aaron. EJ, you get what I'm saying? It's amazing.
No, 100%.
No. And let me just say, what's my man, Uncle T?
Uncle T, yeah.
Bro, man don't understand, we're family. So he sent Spencer a message about, I saw you on ESPN, and because see me, I just name and shame brothers, and it's good, but you need to stop. You can't be bigging up Tunde every time. I said, bro, when Spencer told me, I said, bro, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Don't say that. Don't say that, brother. I want to see Uncle T. I don't care. I'm gonna tell him. Don't be saying things like that because again, people don't know. Me and Spencer come up on the roads together. And we've always been two characters that have been ourselves. And being ourselves means, yes, we like to crack jokes, but we support one another.
Yes.
See? And you're talking about us. I don't hear no one on BT Sports talking about Uncle T boxing.
No, but this is you know what? Like, listen.
So I'm gonna have and I'm saying it on your thing because I'm not business.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And also, I think with Xavier Miller, I think he wanted to offer you some sparring or something like that.
Sparring what? Bro, that's spar. Bro, them sparring Waitrose or Tesco. They ain't sparring nothing. Not sparring. Sparring for what? Bro, I keep telling man for years. For years, we only do in-house sparring.
Yes.
You don't get sparring stories of Anthony Yard. And the few that have come down and sparred with us know what time it is.
Yeah, it's not fun, right? It's not fun. Alright, one more thing, because obviously we know you're very busy. Young Bilal got his first defeat.
He got his first loss, yeah.
Yeah, first loss.
You know what? I've seen it, like, you know, I'm
because you was in the dressing room, obviously, with getting Anthony ready, and I mean, it looked to me at that point, you know what I mean. I mean, you're gonna have to explain. I mean, when you saw it yourself, to me, he looked green in some areas, and the guy caught him off guard. Like, you know what I mean? And it's a 4-rounder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, there's a lot of things that happen, again, which we'll never speak about.
Okay.
You know, in terms of his preparation and everything. But the main thing is this: he's young. He only had 3 amateur fights.
Yeah.
He's coming to a camp where there's a massive spotlight, which in turn brings a certain amount of pressure to him.
Yeah.
And even when I was speaking to him the other day, he's like, "Oh, stop! I didn't realize like how many people watch us."
Yeah.
You understand?
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot.
And many people watch us, and you know, and he's learned a lot of lessons from that fight there, and he's back in the gym. You know, bro, he was back in the gym quick. I actually thought he got back in the gym too quick. But again, everybody's different. Everybody deals with things different. And Bilal, the great thing, as I said last night, the great thing about Bilal is that he's got a support system around him. He's got people around him that will never give up on him. Mm-hmm. I would never give up on Bilal. Never. Never.
Well, the good thing about him, like you said, is all losses, wins, they're all experience. Obviously, we hopefully see him on. Is he going to be on the undercard of the fight with Lyndon Arthur?
Well, we don't know yet. As I say, the fight's not announced yet.
Okay.
We don't know. But listen, it's the first time ever I've not been in a corner with Bilal.
Yes.
And he felt it. He's always, even though I'm not his trainer. It's like support, you can't see Ant fighting without me.
Yeah, it's support. Yeah. It's support. Yeah, the absence is missed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and again, that's what people don't understand. This fighting behind closed door thing is serious.
Well, you see what you said about the. I know probably people think we're crazy, but the physical and the spiritual realm.
Yes,
the energy, you can feel the energy about when you come into the building. You can feel if even it's supposed to be your home area. If people want you to lose or win, without them even saying it, right? You can feel the vibrations of people's thoughts and the thoughts going into that fight were negative going in a fight, but it didn't matter. You and Anthony, you know what I mean? Because after a while, like what happened with Kovalev was done. The vibrations was positive, and you saw what happened. So I believe, because the other guy said that was Danny Garcia's dad, Angel Garcia.
And hold on, wait, stop there. When we went to Atlantic City,
yes,
where did we go?
Oh, you went to Philly. I remember you told me you went to Philly.
And who was we with?
Angel Garcia.
Come on, brother.
And
energy.
He talks about that. He talks about that really, like, physical, spiritual, and mental
energy.
Spirit. Yeah,
me and Danny Garcia's dad was cracking bad jokes. But that guy is such a bro. And it's mad. A lot of Danny's training mirrors our training.
Yeah, well, it would. You see, the thing is, if you look on it in terms of energy and personality-wise, between Floyd and Tank, Danny and his dad Angel, and obviously Tunde and Anthony, it's the same kind of energy you're bringing, because you know why? Because you're both they all got you as the underdogs. They all got you as the underdogs, and they're all kind of back wanting you to lose. That's
come on. And you know what? I remember Danny Garcia's dad. I forgot what podcast it was. Is it boxing? Fog boxing or something like that. Boxing, fog. But they were filming the sparring, yeah?
Yeah.
And I remember he done a video, and he said he was not happy with the type of sparring Danny was doing. Because he was sparring with one guy that I met in Vegas, good guy still, he loves Anthony, yeah? But he's not like a contender or nothing. But in work, you get what I'm saying? He's decent work. And then Danny Garcia's dad said to me, see, these men don't understand. I don't want Danny getting bashed up. before the fight. Look at Danny Garcia's face. But we don't look, he's not even a fighter.
Yeah. He's been taking some licks recently though, but like in the fight.
Yeah, but it's smooth. But listen, you can't go into the water and not get wet.
Yes.
But what the point what Danny Garcia's dad was saying is that I ain't here to let my son get bashed up in sparring. See, some people got it twisted. Sparring, and I've said this so many times. When I came into boxing, they made me think that sparring, you have to spar. And I said, no, brother. So, and then when I went to Vegas, I said, see, bro, Floyd doing the same thing. I'm not saying Floyd weren't sparring, but what I'm trying to say is that there's levels of sparring, because sparring is there for you to practice your stuff.
Yes, that's right.
You understand?
Yes.
So if you're there sparring with a man that's coming to knock you out, you ain't on no practicing no stuff. You're just gonna try to lick him out.
Exactly. Yeah, you know
what I'm saying? Yeah. So Dan Garcia's dad was saying that no, I don't use sparring for that. We get good work in. You understand? We get like me and Anne get good work, you know, that's in the house or whatever with the good amateurs.
Yeah.
But it ain't like sparring where you have to be sparring 4 or 5 times a week and bashing yourself. No. And I just said to myself, look at that. The spirituality and the energy brought us two together, and we became good friends. You know, me and Danny, and I speak to Danny. But it's sad because I speak to Errol as well. I speak to Errol, and the two of them, that's the kind of friendship that you would put aside for peace.
Yes.
Because they're getting paid.
Yeah. Errol Spence you're talking about, right?
Yeah, Errol Spence against Danny, but I speak to both of them.
Yeah, he's going through a traumatic time as well, with the car crash and stuff, and trying to come back with Danny. So that's a hard fight. That's a hard fight for you, because
it's a hard fight because people are, they're underestimating Danny, but we really don't know how the car crash mentally has affected Errol.
Yeah, Spence.
And how that's gonna play a part in the fight.
Yeah.
And Danny's not a man. You can't switch up with Danny.
No, you have to be on it 100%. I think they chose him because Danny's a bit slower, but I think as the fight goes on, it's gonna show that Danny's a great opportunity for him, and obviously for Spence to see if he come back. But if you know both of them, and they're both trainers and stuff, like, it's gonna be an intense environment.
And Danny, traditionally, the shot for the southpaw is a left hook.
Yes.
The shot for the southpaw is a left hook, and we all know about Danny's left hook. That's a left hook from God.
The one he landed on Amir Khan, bro.
Come on. And so many. Yeah, so many other fighters that he's landed it on. It's just, people call it a lucky punch. Oh, again, guess what? You call it luck. But Danny's dad don't call it luck. Danny's dad said that punch is spiritual. Yeah.
You know the funny thing about it, right? End of the day, boxing these personalities, you're one of the characters, whether like you, love you, hate you, one of the characters. But there's one thing I really enjoy though. On social media, I don't know people listening right now. If you ever on Tunde's Twitter or anything, make sure you come correct. If you don't come correct, you're gonna go to the block party, and then trust me, you go to the block party, there's no phrase, there's no music.
I don't even give man a chance.
I know.
If I read something, when you read a comment and you're thinking, is this not being disrespectful? He's not being this way. You know them kind of comments there. I just block you.
Just block straight away.
I just block you, and then you explain to me from a DM from somebody else's account. Yeah. Because if I start saying, hold on, you've already put doubt in my mind. So that means there's a negative thing there.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And that's why I've never, from I've been in school, when I heard this word constructive criticism, I'm like, bro, the two words are they're opposite to each other. If you criticize someone, that's negative. And constructive is positive.
Yes.
So positive and negative don't mix. It don't mix. You're either positive or you're negative. That's how I move. So,
hey, listen. What I like is you purify your energy and purify your air. Don't come in my space and put stuff in there that I don't see. And
I'm not begging you to like me. No, you don't need to like me. Listen, the world weren't made like that. The world weren't made like that. Everybody can't agree with everybody.
No.
You understand? There's different levels, there's different vibrations, there's different frequency, but we all live in the same world. Now you just choose where you want to be. That's it. It ain't nothing. I just don't see this thing as complicated. If you like me, I'm with you. If you don't like me, you're blocked. Simple.
And you know what? That must go for a lot of journalists. I remember during Anthony Joshua's time as well, when he was coming up, And I remember they were asking them questions, and I don't know if you've been through this yourself, being it, as the media goes on, the media gets bigger, the more exposure as you go forward, right? I was sitting there and all the tabloid newspapers was there, right? And when the tabloid newspapers were all around him, one of them was saying, what do you think when people say they say you're like Frank Bruno? And I was like, I thought it was funny. Like, I said, that's actually rude, you know? But these are the questions the tabloid newspaper, because they have no filter, they're just bombing on you, and they want to see your reaction, which I felt at the time he dealt with it pretty well. But in my opinion, it was like they want to see what kind of man you are, and I was like, it would have been hard pressed for me not to react to certain disrespect. I mean, Bruno was successful, but I said, like, what do you mean? I'm like, you know what I'm trying to say to you? So I was saying, I can see where you're coming from in terms of, you know the way you are, and make sure that every person on press conference or people around Anthony, make sure you come correct. I understand.
Well, listen, I'll just answer that. At a press conference,
yes,
if someone wants to make that correlation between AJ and Frank Bruno.
No, not really that one. This is what people will probably say. This is the one.
Okay.
People talk about you yourself and like the filming trainer, that you're overrated and Anthony's overrated. That's the common one that most people would say.
Yes.
Right? And I'm like, well, if he's overrated, then you can only go by the body of work. But I'll leave it to you to say to the people now, when they come to you with these sort of energy and these sort of questions, as going forward, how you going? Because you're going to get these sort of things now. Because
listen, you got to remember, I've been dealing with this for years.
Yes.
I've been dealing with this before Anthony came. Me and Anthony crossed paths. I was getting this kind of negative questioning from when I was training Otu as a young 11-year-old boy, taking him all over the country, doing pad work exhibitions.
Junior Saba, yeah.
Yeah, Junior Saba, doing pad work exhibitions, and then taking them to Las Vegas. I was getting it from them. So by the time, I always look at it as like Otu or Junior Saba or Junior Benjamin was my trial and my preparation for Anthony.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because by the time I started training Anthony, I'd already had that experience of answering questions, not taking no nonsense from certain reporters. I blocked something like Umar IFL TV, can never get interviewed with me ever in his whole entire life.
He was very disrespectful, yeah?
You understand? And I told Cougar tried slipping in the last one, like, on Fight Night, Umar could get. I said, no, brother. Don't try that one. You ain't get no interview. You see me? I don't give second chance.
Oh, you really? Like, for everyone listening, you don't give second chances.
I don't give second chance. So, man, with me, you better come proper, because I don't know you.
Yeah, it's true.
You understand? I don't know you like that. You're just your line of questioning. You just question me as a boxing person, but I don't know you. I don't need to take nothing from. Me not talking to you or you talking to me ain't gonna do nothing for my life. So what makes you think you can disrespect me? If we're talking about boxing, I'll always ask boxing questions fully. Because you know me, I've got bare answers. I live this thing.
Drop jewels. Drop jewels all the time.
I live this thing, and it ain't fantasy answers. It's statistical facts. So you can hate me as much as you want. I'm just coming with statistics, and that's all. I love boxing. I do love the questioning. You get what I'm saying? I love the question, but when you try to be disrespectful to me or say anything disrespectful about Anthony or anyone, but Anthony, because Anthony's the one who's out there, I just go into a different kind of protection mode. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before I used to waste more energy because I really go back and forth with people, but now I've learned to preserve my energy in the sense that I'm just not dealing with no negativity.
100%. No, 100%. No, I think you need that energy as you go forward, because there's bigger battles out there.
Imagine me.
Yeah.
There's
bigger battles out there. You can't be putting your energy elsewhere when really and truly the battles are right in front of you. Everyone questioning your young chance going forward. And hey, listen, let's end the day like right now. Anthony's a great personality, great for boxing. And you know the great thing about it, Tunde, I'll be honest with you, as you go forward, and for the young people to understand is that I can see you growing in, and you and Anthony growing into the role models and standard bearers that most other guys didn't do. Academies for young guys coming through. You can build a whole industry of these experiences as you go forward, which I feel some people didn't invest back in. Anthony doesn't need boxing. Boxing needs Anthony. Tunde doesn't need boxing. Boxing needs Tunde. I must admit, because without you, it's very dull. It's very dull.
It's been dull. Boxing. Listen, man. Listen. I'm gonna say this to cap it off. Go and look at Josh Taylor's fight figures on YouTube. Josh Taylor is a unified champion.
Yeah.
Go and look at Anthony Yarde's last fight against Dex Spellman. Go and look at the views.
Where do we go to look at the views?
YouTube.
Oh, you talking about on what channel though? Like we talking about like
BT Sports Boxing.
Oh, on BT. Oh, you talking about his last?
Let me give you the figures.
you see, you already.
Let me give you the figures.
He's already set me up already. You got the figures. Go ahead.
BT. Give me the figures.
On their YouTube. What you talking about? His
on their YouTube channel.
His last fight was the last fight against the guy who quit. You talking about that fight, right?
Yeah.
You can't compare that. What about the one when he became the champion against Riga Progress? What about that?
I ain't seen those figures. Yeah,
that would be better.
You know, remember, it's a total different demographics because it's behind closed doors.
All right, you're right.
Yeah, so let's get that right.
But that's hard. You know what? You're gonna beat that because look, your last fight. And even though he's a world champion, he's from Scotland though, innit? Come on.
Bro, he's a unified world champion.
He's from Scotland though, bro. He's from England. England's bigger than bloody Scotland, bro.
All right. Charlie Edwards.
Come on, man. He's a flyweight. No one watches Charlie.
All right. Charlie Edwards.
Nah, don't mess around. Let's go. You can't listen. All them guys there, listen. They can't compare.
All right, bro. Listen, the list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. Remember what I'm trying to say. Look, David Adelaide, who's a very good and he's a heavyweight. You know, heavyweight numbers are totally different. He just started, but heavyweight numbers are totally different. You get what I'm saying? But anyway,
yes.
Just to say,
Tunde, you got numbers. Their numbers.
Just to say,
yeah, go on, Tunde. Go on.
Just to say, Tyson Fury's cousin. The fact that he's Tyson Fury's cousin is big. You know, you're always going to get promoted.
Yes.
63K. That's good because I was speaking to Josh after the fight. Josh Frankham. You know, nice kid. Wish him all the best.
Yeah.
63K. Eco Isserman. 34K.
Who's that guy? I don't know who that is. Who's this guys?
Eckerman, bro, you done a brilliant performance against that.
Listen.
But anyway, all right, I'll go with that. All right, Denzel Bentley again. Mark Heffron.
No, you just stop this now. Stop it right now. you just stop it. Andy's one. That's all I'm gonna.
All right. So I'm just giving you numbers. 69K. All right, but the only prominent one is Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
So Josh Taylor.
Yes.
Where's Josh?
You're funny, you know. You're funny.
Josh figures. Let's go say this thing. Wait.
You know why? But listen, you know why the numbers are big though? Because Anthony hasn't been, even though you had a fight previously, Anthony hasn't been seen on TV since the Kovalev. So people want to see how against a guy that we're talking.
It don't work like that.
No, but the fight was the fight.
But listen, we fought the same person.
No,
we fought the same person as Pitters.
No.
We fought the same person as Lyndon.
No, what I'm saying, the build up of the fight and people, the anticipation of seeing Andy, I haven't seen Andy on the tin. The numbers are going to be better than all the guys you're going to mention on BT Sports. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. On BT Sports, only on BT Sports, not on. Yeah, I know that already. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to, but not on Sky. I could mention names on Sky. And it'll be different, but then and they didn't have no crowd as well. But I don't want to do that, right? But what I'm saying is, go on.
Don't even try that.
It's
one.
True. No.
Don't even try that one. Because I'm telling you,
I give you one fight. I give you one fight. But obviously, if you have to try and get comparable, right? Go on anyway. Go on.
No. Anyway, let me tell you, I'm not even going to go through the full numbers.
All right, you don't.
But let me tell you something.
Yeah, go.
Even the boy what you're talking about on Sky Sports.
Yes. Go on, you could try though. If I mention him now, like
even the boy that you're talking about on Sky Sports, who they're lining up eventually for a fool against us.
Yeah.
Got 58. He got 58K views on Sky.
Which guy are we talking about?
Sky Sports.
Which fight are we talking about?
Come on, man. You know the fact that all you British guys are talking about NY against my man. You know the fight we're talking about. You know man ain't getting because my mouth's powerful.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's what you talking about the kid.
Anyway, so that's 58K. Yeah, 58K.
But he's not
against
go on.
Dex Spellman. 1 second there, please.
You're on it, bro. You're on it, bro. You're on it today, bro. You're on it.
1 second. 1 second.
You been doing your homework on this stuff here. But you look.
I've lived boxing. I keep telling man.
No, but listen. Tunde, I ain't gonna lie to you. A good numbers guy, good. Look, we're gonna end this on a nice positive.
No, we're gonna end this saying AY's last fight was 338,000.
It was a good beatdown. It was a good.
Dex Perman.
Yeah,
Dex Perman.
Yeah, listen. The fight was good. The fight was good, and it was a good watch. And you know, it was a great performance, and no one could take it away. And Andy looks like he's fully ready to go back up there and go for world honors. It looks that way. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Again. You know, Anthony, me and Anthony think the same thing, but we say it two different ways.
Yes.
Anthony is doing what he's supposed to do because the great thing Anthony has got on his side is he don't need to talk because he's got a mouthpiece that's running up his mouth. Well, Anthony more needs to tell me to calm down.
Well, you know what the funny thing about it, he comes across quite. I wouldn't say shy, but he doesn't talk as much as you. But even you come up like I've never seen at this stage right now. I've never heard you get too greasy on no one to the point.
No, man, that's the thing.
You've never
that's
seen
the thing. I never talk.
Nah, I've never seen it. Never seen it. No,
I don't do that.
I know.
So that's what makes this thing even more special because I never really disrespect no one. I just talk a talk which is, you know, it can get you rallied, but I don't disrespect people.
Yeah. No, but you know why people naturally do that? Because they, again, in this country, right? They feel comfortable to open up themselves to you, but at the same time, it, like you say, obviously negative and positive. People feel that way. They can talk to you. They feel more comfortable with you. They can open up. But like I'll be honest with you, they don't need to. If it don't need to be where you need it to be, it doesn't need to be around you because it's not good. It's not good energy. Because
I don't want no negative people.
No, I agree with you. I agree. I don't see no positive outcome in that endeavor. There's none. The thing, the bottom line is you done a fantastic promotion against Sergey Kovalev. You got paid what you wanted, and you got the experience you wanted. We're back down at domestic level. And we look like we're ready to go back again. So everything is going according to a plan. Well, any messages, for up and coming contenders and for the fans, what we expect for Andy Yard and yourself in the future?
Well, for up and coming contenders, the message is always the same: work your arse off. That's for all the kids out there. It's the only advice I ever give people: keep working. Keep working, and you reap what you sow. It's just it's a God law, it's a biblical law, it's a Quranic law, it's a Jewish law. You know, it's a universal law. You reap what you sow. So keep working is the advice I give to all up and comers, you know, who want to be champions. And the second part of your question was with Anthony Yard. It's always exciting, Randy, because he's so driven as a human being, as a boxer. You know, his whole thing is always, you know, being the best Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard is so focused on his own journey, he really doesn't have time to be worrying about anybody else. And I think when you have an individual like that, you're always going to get the best out of them. And I just, nobody can predict what's happened. I mean, no one thought we'd be in this lockdown period. Mm-hmm. So you can't really put dates. And if you go back and listen to interviews that we've had, me and Andy have always said the same thing. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. Mm. All we can do is keep working. And then when the opportunity presents itself, we're going to be world champions. There ain't no doubt in my mind. I don't know how it's going to, I don't know what day it's going to come. But as long as we stay on this path, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Well, you at that point, when you become world champion, you enjoy John Conte as one of Britain's other world champions.
Yes,
and also I think Dennis Andrews as well. So you know that's a great number of guys to be along with. Mr. Tunde Ajayi, Master Teacher. Is it Master Teacher?
Master Genius, but you're not paying attention, bro.
Master Genius, the Master Genius, listen, it's been a pleasure. And listen, it's been an hour and something of your time, and understand you're a very busy guy, and you know what? We look forward to whatever comes up with you and Anthony, and definitely look forward to talking to you again. Thanks very much.
Yes, and when you see Uncle T, tell him I'm after him.
I think I'll leave that to you. I think he might. All right, man. Nice one. You take care, yeah?
Cool. Take care, bro.
Bye.
DJ Boxing Live here. DJ Boxing Live here.